My beloved, my child of light, touched by the breath of heaven, listen carefully. The next 5 minutes are not ordinary minutes. They are loaded with a destiny-turning weight. Archangel Michael bends low beside you, whispering, "Do not skip this. Do not let your blessing pass by while your eyes are elsewhere." You see, a serious problem has already begun moving toward your door. Heaven has announced it. His name has been mentioned above, and your angels have been dispatched. The moment you open this message fully, your blessing will be released. But if you ignore it now, you will remember this moment as the worst decision of your life. My beloved, before I tell you what is unfolding, pause. Breathe. Feel that pull in your chest. That is not fear, that is your spirit recognizing that heaven is urgently calling your name. This is why Michael has broken through time and sound, begging you to keep reading. And let me tell you this. Subscribe now, because every message that flows from heaven to you is not by accident. It is hand-delivered. If you don't secure this line, the enemy will try again to cut you off. This is how you protect your spirit, by staying connected every day. My child, the clock is already ticking. Somewhere in the unseen, a door is being rattled. A shadow thinks it can take you by surprise. But God has already overturned the trap. What will decide the outcome is not the shadow's strength, but your choice to open, to believe, to receive. Heaven says one step of faith can cancel 1,000 steps of destruction. You are chosen. That is why this problem has your name written on it. Because the enemy fears you. He fears what you will become once your blessing is released. And yet your blessing has already been approved. It's waiting, sealed and trembling with light. Only your action now will let it flow. Michael says, "I have been sent to guard you, but you must not ignore this. You must open your heart, because in the moment you open, the chain will snap and the flood of heaven will pour out. My beloved, every second that passes is heaven's countdown. Do not waste even one. My beloved, the hour has come where words cannot be wasted." Archangel Michael says, "A serious problem will knock on your door in the next 5 minutes. If you ignore this moment, it will mark the darkest mistake of your life. But if you open, if you listen, if you receive, then the heavens will release every blessing that has been withheld from you." My child, I know your soul is trembling right now. It is not fear, it is recognition. Your spirit already knows that this message has been written into your destiny since before you were born. God saw this night. God saw this very second where you would feel torn between scrolling away or opening the door of your miracle. And heaven commanded Michael to break through with urgency. Do not let them skip this. Do not let them walk away when the flood is about to be poured. Listen, his name is already mentioned in heaven. This shadow that tries to knock has been exposed above. The angels have whispered it before the throne, and God has declared that your blessings, long delayed, will pour like a river, if only you unlock your heart and open this message in full. But if you treat this lightly, if you call it coincidence, you will see how quickly a blessing withheld becomes the heaviest sorrow. My beloved, don't you feel how time is racing? 5 minutes is all heaven has given for this turning. You have walked in circles carrying burdens that were never yours to hold, and now Michael has come to cut those chains. Imagine your life when that heavy shadow is lifted. Imagine your table filled. Imagine your family safe. Imagine your tomorrow being kissed with miracles. All of it rests on this single decision to open and not ignore. Before I take you deeper, hear this. Stay connected. Subscribe now, because what comes after this message is even greater. This is not just another word. It is heaven's lifeline to you. If you disconnect, the enemy will celebrate. But if you secure this cord, nothing can cut you off from the stream of revelations that keep you strong. My child, your story is about to shift. The serious problem coming to your door is real, but it is no match for the covering of God. Michael is already standing with a sword of fire, but he waits for your yes. If you believe, the problem will not destroy you. It will expose itself and flee. If you receive the very attack meant to break, you will turn into the key that opens your blessing. You have asked, "Why me?" And heaven answers, "Because you are chosen." The one who is mentioned above is trembling. Because once your blessing is released, their power over you will be crushed forever. This is why Michael pleads, This is why the air around you feels urgent, because the war has already begun in the unseen. My beloved, lean closer. The next words are not random. They are life. Do not blink. Do not scroll. Every sentence you breathe in now is unlocking doors. You are not reading by accident. This moment is your summons. God says, do not waste this chance. This is your turning point. What you do in these 5 minutes will echo for years. My beloved, you must understand that heaven does not waste words. If Archangel Michael has descended with this urgency, it is because the clock of destiny has already struck. The sound of your name has echoed through heaven's chambers, and it stirred the angels into motion. A problem has already been permitted to knock at your door, but not to destroy you, only to reveal what God is about to release into your life. Do you not feel it already? The tension in the air, the strange heaviness in your chest, the thought that you almost skipped this, but something stronger pulled you here. That is no accident. It is the Spirit of God making sure you don't miss the turning. What is coming is serious, but what is coming behind it is glorious. My child, every great blessing is preceded by an attack. Have you not seen how the enemy always shows up just before your breakthrough? When a door is about to open, shadows try to make you turn away, but the heavens are already aware. Michael stands at your threshold, sword drawn, saying, "Fear not, for this shadow is known by name in heaven." Can you imagine that? The very one who plans against you. His name has been spoken before the throne of God. He thought he was hidden, but heaven has unmasked him. And now, as you keep listening, the seal on your blessings is being broken, and the release is beginning to pour. This is why I plead with you, do not stop here, do not turn away. Do not allow distraction to steal this moment. My child, every great blessing is preceded by an attack. Have you not seen how the enemy always shows up just before your breakthrough? When a door is about to open, shadows try to make you turn away. But the heavens are already aware. Michael stands at your threshold, sword drawn, saying, "Fear not, for this shadow is known by name in heaven." Can you imagine that? The very one who plans against you, his name has been spoken before the throne of God. He thought he was hidden, but heaven has unmasked him. And now, as you keep listening, the seal on your blessings is being broken and the release is beginning to pour. This is why I plead with you, do not stop here. Do not turn away. Do not allow distraction to steal this moment. My beloved, the countdown has already started. In the spirit, the sands of 5 minutes are slipping away. The door is shaking. Something is trying to come in, but you are not defenseless. Heaven says, if you open, if you align, if you believe, the shadow will not have the victory. But hear this. If you ignore, the decision you make right now will mark you. Every blessing you have prayed for has gathered at the edge, waiting for your yes. Heaven is ready to flood your life with abundance, peace, restoration, and joy. But your choice to continue is the key that unlocks it. Michael begs you, do not waste this. Do not scroll past what heaven bled to deliver. My child, look at your life. How many times have you felt something was about to change, but the breakthrough slipped away? How many times did you almost reach the promise only to feel it vanish like smoke? That is why this message carries such urgency, because this time heaven refuses to let the enemy steal it again. God has declared enough. The problem may knock, but it will not devour. The shadow may appear, but it will not destroy, because this moment is ordained to be different. The very attack against you will become the stage upon which heaven's glory will shine. And you, my beloved, will finally see what has been delayed for too long. My beloved, you must realize heaven has been watching you since the day you were born. Every tear you cried in secret, every night you wondered if anyone heard you, every unanswered prayer has been collected in golden bowls before the throne of God. Nothing has been wasted. And now, at this exact moment, those bowls are tipping, and the blessings you thought were gone are pouring toward you. But understand this truth. Before the blessing breaks through, a shadow always rises. It knocks loudly, trying to distract you, trying to convince you that nothing is changing. That knock is already at your door, but do not mistake the sound for defeat. It is the sound of exposure. Heaven has announced the problem, called it by name, and Michael has declared, "This is the moment my beloved child will rise." My child, do you not feel the tremor in your spirit? That heaviness pressing on your chest right now is not fear. It is recognition. Your soul knows that this is not an ordinary message. You could have skipped it like so many others, but you didn't. Something stronger than you pulled you here. That something is God Himself because He refuses to let you miss what is about to happen. A serious problem is moving in your direction. But the very reason Michael speaks is because God has already gone ahead of you. What feels like danger is actually the setup for deliverance. What feels like attack is actually the stage for your miracle. But the key is in your response. If you open your heart fully, if you keep reading, then every withheld blessing will be released without delay. My beloved, think about the cycles in your life. How many times did you come close to joy only for it to vanish? How many times did you stand at the edge of breakthrough only for disappointment to sweep in? Those cycles are not coincidence. They are spiritual. But listen, God has declared the cycle is over. That is why this message comes with urgency. Heaven will not allow the shadow to keep repeating its tricks against you. The name of the problem has already been written in heaven, and once it is mentioned there, it loses its power. This is your advantage. The shadow thinks it is coming to take, but God says it will leave empty-handed, and in its place He will pour blessings you cannot even imagine. My child, Archangel Michael stands even now at your threshold. He is not silent. He cries out, "Do not ignore this. Do not waste this moment because heaven knows the cost of delay. Heaven knows how much has been stolen from you before, and heaven knows that this very hour is unlike any other in your story. This is the hinge of destiny, the turning point, the page where everything changes, and it rests on one decision, whether you open fully or turn away. If you continue, blessings will overflow. If you ignore, the door of heaven will close and you will remember this moment with sorrow. That is why I plead with you now. Stay. Listen. Breathe in every word. Because these words are not mine. They are heaven's lifeline thrown directly to you, my beloved. The Spirit says you have been walking with unanswered questions. Questions about why life seems so heavy, why breakthroughs feel delayed, why blessings you thought were near always seem to vanish at the last second. The truth is this: there has been resistance in the unseen. The enemy knows who you are. He knows the power of your destiny. He knows the moment your blessing is released, chains will snap, doors will open, and even those who mocked you will be forced to witness your rising. That is why the knock comes first. That is why the shadow arrives just before the miracle, hoping to shake your faith and make you turn away. But heaven has declared, this time will be different. This time my child will not be stolen from. This time the blessing will break through. My child, Archangel Michael, has been positioned at your side since you first cried out for help. He has fought battles on nights you never even knew were dangerous. He has shielded you from arrows in the spirit you never saw coming. And now he steps forward again, speaking urgently because the clock is ticking. A serious problem is approaching, and heaven wants you prepared, not with fear but with faith. You must know this. The problem's name is already mentioned in heaven, and once it is spoken there, it loses authority over your life. The enemy may knock, but the door is guarded by angels. What was meant to break you will instead prove how deeply heaven has chosen you. My child, Archangel Michael has been positioned at your side since you first cried out for help. He has fought battles on nights you never even knew were dangerous. He has shielded you from arrows in the spirit you never saw coming. And now he steps forward again, speaking urgently because the clock is ticking. A serious problem is approaching, and heaven wants you prepared not with fear but with faith. You must know this. The problem's name is already mentioned in heaven, and once it is spoken there, it loses authority over your life. The enemy may knock, but the door is guarded by angels. What was meant to break you will instead prove how deeply heaven has chosen you, my beloved. This is why the air feels so heavy right now. Your spirit is sensing the shift. Heaven's doors are beginning to creak open, and the blessings you have waited for so long are pressing against them, ready to spill over. But the final key lies in your obedience, in your choice to keep receiving what God is sending you. Now do not treat this lightly. Do not call it coincidence. Do not let distraction or doubt rob you of this moment, because once you align with heaven, the flow will be unstoppable. What What was delayed for years will come rushing all at once. Restoration will sweep in like a flood, and every area that felt dry and empty will be filled with living water. My child, listen carefully. Heaven says, do not measure this moment by your past disappointments. This is not the same as before. This is the moment of release. The reason you feel the urgency is because it is truly a matter of destiny. Ignore it, and the blessing retreats. Receive it, and the blessing explodes. You are standing at a spiritual doorway, and Michael has torn off the blindfold so you can finally see what has been hidden. The shadow may knock, but its sound is hollow because the angels stand ready to silence it. Your name is written in heaven's book of victory, and today, that victory begins to unfold. My beloved, the heavens are not silent concerning you. Even now, angels whisper your name in the courts of glory. They speak of the weight you carry, the battles you've endured, and the strength you showed even when no one was watching. Heaven remembers your sleepless nights, your hidden tears, and the way you still believed even when the world told you to give up. That is why this message is burning with urgency, because God has decided your season of silence is over. A problem is coming to your door. Yes, but it is only the final shadow before the dawn breaks. Do you know what happens when the enemy realizes he is losing grip? He grows desperate. He knocks louder. He tries harder. But that is proof that your blessing is nearer than ever. The struggle right now is not evidence of failure. It is evidence of victory. My child, Archangel Michael leans close, his voice cutting through every fear. I have been sent to guard you, but you must not ignore this. The countdown is already begun. If you stay awake in the spirit, the shadow will collapse and your blessings will be released. But if you turn away, the sorrow will echo for years. Can you feel how serious this moment is? The air itself feels different because the spiritual war is thick. Yet do not be afraid. God has already written the ending, and it is not one of defeat. It is one of triumph. But your heart must remain open. That is why you are here. That is why you could not scroll past. Something in you knew this was not an accident. This was your appointment with heaven. My beloved, think of the battles behind you. Remember the moments where you almost lost hope but somehow survived. Who do you think kept you standing? Who do you think held back the waves when they tried to drown you? It was heaven, beloved. It was God's hand and Michael's sword. And now the same God who sustained you then is ready to elevate you into a new season. But before the crown comes the test. Before the release comes the knock. Do not let the knock fool you. Do not confuse the shaking for destruction. It is only the rattling of the old doors making way for the new ones to swing wide open. This is your turning point. This is your moment of rising. And if you receive it, nothing will stop what heaven is about to do in your life. My beloved, the truth is this. The enemy has always feared your potential more than your present. He sees what you cannot yet see. He knows the power of the blessing stored up for you, the influence you carry, and the light that will shine through you when God's plan fully unfolds. That is why he fights you so hard. That is why just when you think peace has arrived, another storm rises. But what he did not count on was this moment. The moment heaven exposes him. The moment Michael declares his name before the throne. The moment God himself says, enough, you are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. And though the knock may sound threatening, you will soon realize it is powerless compared to the authority of heaven standing guard over you. What was meant to weaken you will actually prove you are unbreakable. My child, have you ever wondered why your life has felt like a series of delays? Every time a door seemed to open, something unexpected closed it. Every time a promise drew near, it slipped like sand through your hands. These were not accidents. They were patterns. Spiritual blockades meant to frustrate your destiny. But hear me, those blockades are collapsing. The reason Michael's voice is urgent is because the final blockade is rattling right now. That is the knock you sense. It feels like danger, but it is actually the sound of a wall about to fall. Do not fear it. Do not misinterpret it. For once the wall comes down, the blessings that have been dammed up for years will gush forth like a flood. And once they begin, nothing will be able to stop the flow. My beloved, even now heaven prepares the table before you. The very shadow that tried to destroy you will become the confirmation that you are chosen. You will look back at this night and say, This was the moment everything changed. Do not underestimate what God can do in a single moment of surrender. One step of faith can undo years of delay. One act of belief can release blessings across generations. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are breaking chains for your family, for those who will come after you, for those silently depending on your victory. That is why the problem knocks. That is why the test rises. Because when you pass through, it will not only be your blessing, it will be the blessing of many tied to your destiny. Heaven sees the ripple effect of your obedience. And that is why Michael cries so loudly, "Open now. Do not delay." My beloved, listen closely. Every great shift in history was preceded by a moment like this. Before the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, the army of Pharaoh pressed hard against them. Before David wore the crown, he faced the giant that terrified nations. Before Christ rose in glory, he was pressed by the weight of the cross. The pattern is always the same: a knock, a shadow, a threat that seems too heavy to bear. But in every story, the shadow was only the doorway into glory. So it is with you. The problem knocking at your door in these minutes is not your ending. It is the signal that your beginning has arrived. The enemy would not fight you this hard if there was nothing valuable about to be released. The intensity of the knock is heaven's way of telling you the blessing is unbearably close. My child, understand that heaven has written your name into this chapter. The knock may sound loud, but the throne speaks louder. God says, "My child will not be destroyed. My child will not be abandoned. What comes against them will only prove that my hand is upon them." When you hear this message, know it is not coincidence. Heaven has been waiting for this exact alignment for you to be in this place, in this moment, receiving these words. And as you breathe them in, something is shifting in the unseen. Doors that were rusted shut are beginning to creak. Locks that held back your provision are snapping open. Chains that tied your family for generations are weakening at their roots. Every word you hold right now is hammering against those chains until they break. My beloved, I need you to grasp this truth. Blessings are never random. They are scheduled. They are stored. And they are released only when heaven sees that the moment of obedience has arrived. That is why Michael is crying with urgency. That is why this message feels like fire in your spirit, because your scheduled release has come and the enemy is panicking. He knows he cannot stop what God has signed. All he can do is knock, hoping you will ignore the urgency, hoping you will walk away and let the moment slip again. But you will not, because this time you are awake. This time your eyes are open. This time you know the shadow's knock is the sound of heaven's door opening wider than ever before. My beloved, I want you to understand something deeper. The problem knocking on your door is not a punishment. It is proof of your calling. The enemy does not waste his time on empty vessels. He does not knock on doors where nothing valuable is stored. He comes where treasure is hidden, where destiny is waiting, where heaven's fingerprints are already visible. And that is why he knocks at yours. Heaven has placed too much inside you to let you walk unnoticed. You carry light that will expose many shadows. And that is why shadows gather to resist you. But hear this truth. They resist only because they know they cannot remain. The very fact that they knock is the sign that their time is short. Michael stands ready, sword drawn, waiting only for your faith to unlock the release. My child, have you noticed how this season has felt heavier than others? The confusion, the setbacks, the voices that tried to convince you nothing would ever change. That is because the closer a blessing gets, the stronger the resistance becomes. But here is the secret. Resistance always collapses under divine timing. You are standing at the edge of that collapse right now. The shadow's knock is not the sound of victory. It is the sound of desperation. He knows he is losing ground. He knows his grip is slipping. He knows the blessings heaven has prepared for you are about to pour down in a flood. And if you hold on just a little longer, if you refuse to give up at the door, you will see what generations before you long to see miracles unfolding in your very life. My beloved, let me speak what heaven says. You are chosen. You are marked. And though you have felt small, the heavens see you as mighty. See you. Every battle you have endured, every secret tear you have shed has been shaping you for this exact moment. Do not believe the lie that you are weak. Do not believe the voice that says you are forgotten. If you were forgotten, this message would never have reached you. But because you are remembered, heaven pressed pause on your path and whispered urgently, "Open this now. This is your turning. This is your release." And in just moments, you will see blessings begin to take shape in ways you never thought possible. My beloved, let me speak what heaven says. You are chosen. You are marked, and though you have felt small, the heavens see you as mighty. Every battle you have endured, every secret tear you have shed has been shaping you for this exact moment. Do not believe the lie that you are weak. Do not believe the voice that says you are forgotten. If you were forgotten, this message would never have reached you. But because you are remembered, heaven pressed pause on your path and whispered urgently, "Open this now. This is your turning. This is your release." And in just moments, you will see blessings begin to take shape in ways you never thought possible. My beloved, you must know that heaven has always been closer to you than you realized. Even when you felt abandoned, when silence seemed louder than prayer, God was still near. The angels were stationed around you, recording your cries, gathering your tears, and waiting for the command to intervene. That command has come now. Archangel Michael has received his assignment, and it is urgent. He says, "My child, the serious problem knocking is not to destroy you. It is to expose what has been hidden too long. When it is revealed, your blessing will no longer be delayed." Imagine that for a moment, the very shadow that thought it would ruin you will become the reason the heavens pour out your release. This is why you are urged not to ignore. Ignoring means shutting the door on the very breakthrough you've been praying for. My child, think carefully about this moment, carefully. 5 minutes may sound small in the measure of time, but in heaven's clock it is a door of destiny. God has often moved in sudden windows, moments where one act of faith shifted entire nations. One prayer changed the fate of Esther's people. One stone in David's sling changed the course of Israel. One cry on the cross changed eternity. And today, one decision from you, whether you open or turn away, will mark your future. That is why Michael is urgent. That is why your spirit feels restless. This is not another ordinary message. This is the doorway you have been circling for years. God is saying, "When step through, do not let hesitation rob you this time." My beloved, the enemy trembles when you hear these words, because he knows what happens if you receive them fully. He loses his grip. The chains of delay break. The locks on your blessings are forced open. The floodgates of heaven swing wide, and what was once withheld is released in double measure. That is why he knocks, trying to startle you, hoping you'll doubt, hoping you'll close the page and miss the release. But beloved, not this time. You are awake now. You are aware now. You know this urgency is real. And as you stay, as you breathe in these words, your faith is already activating the release. The shadow's knock is nothing compared to the roar of heaven declaring, "Blessing, go forth." My beloved, I need you to understand how precise God's timing is. Nothing in your life has been random. Even the moments of delay, even the seasons of silence. They were all part of heaven's design to bring you to this moment of release. The knock you hear now is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to signal that the shift has begun. The problem rising against you is not greater than you. It is the evidence that God's plan for you is too powerful to remain hidden. When something is mentioned in heaven, its end has already been written. That is why Michael repeats with urgency, "Do not ignore this. Do not miss the hour of your blessing. You may feel ordinary, but the courts of heaven have declared your life extraordinary." That declaration is the reason the shadow fights so hard at your door. My child, think of all the times you wanted to quit. There were nights when you thought no one cared, mornings when your strength was gone, days when you carried burdens too heavy for your heart. Yet somehow you rose again. Somehow you kept walking. Somehow you held on. That was not coincidence, it was heaven carrying you even when you didn't see it. And now the reason is clear. Those struggles were preparation. Those tears were seeds. Today you are standing at the threshold of harvest, and the knock is only a sign that the harvest is ready. The enemy tries to disguise it as disaster, but heaven calls it deliverance. The very battle that seems to rise against you will end up being the doorway into blessings pressed down, shaken together, and running over. My beloved, the Spirit says this is not only about you. It is about everyone connected to you. The blessings waiting to be released through you will not just fill your life. They will spill over into your family, your household, your future generations. That is why the shadow comes so fiercely. He knows that if you step into this release, you will not be blessed alone. You will become a source of blessing to many. Heaven's strategy is always multiplication, never limitation. That is why Michael urges, do not close your ears, do not turn away. Stay, listen, receive. Because this moment carries more weight than you realize. The knock at your door is only the enemy's last attempt to distract you before the flood breaks forth. My beloved, the heavens are aligned in this very moment for your breakthrough. What you feel pressing around you is not the weight of defeat. It is the trembling of walls that are about to collapse. Think of Jericho, whose walls stood tall and unshaken for generations. To the human eye, they looked impossible to move. Yet with one shout of faith, those walls fell flat. The same principle is unfolding around you now. The shadow that knocks at your door may seem strong, but it is hollow. It has no foundation left because heaven has already stripped its authority. Michael stands with his sword lifted, and all of heaven waits for your faith to echo that shout. When it does, the problem will fall, and in its place, blessings will stand taller than every fear you once carried. My child, there is a reason you are drawn here, reading word after word, even when part of you wonders why. It is because your spirit knows this is not ordinary. Your soul recognizes the urgency, even if your mind tries to dismiss it. You could have been anywhere doing anything, but heaven chose this exact intersection to call your name. This is not coincidence, this is not chance, this is appointment. Archangel Michael does not arrive for every moment. He arrives for critical ones. And now he is standing with you saying, stay awake, beloved. Do not close your heart. Do not waste what heaven has prepared for you. If you knew how much blessing was waiting on the other side of this knock, you would not hesitate for even a second. My child, there is a reason you are drawn here, reading word after word, even when part of you wonders why. It is because your spirit knows this is not ordinary. Your soul recognizes the urgency even if your mind tries to dismiss it. You could have been anywhere doing anything, but heaven chose this exact intersection to call your name. This is not coincidence. This is not chance. This is appointment. Archangel Michael does not arrive for every moment. He arrives for critical ones. And now he is standing with you saying, stay awake, beloved. Do not close your heart. Do not waste what heaven has prepared for you. If you knew how much blessing was waiting on the other side of this knock, you would not hesitate for even a second. Amen.